So I'd like to welcome you all to the orientation of the WeGO Smart City Champions, which is hosted by the World Smart Sustainable Cities Organization, WeGO. My name is Jenny Jung, the Program Officer of WeGO and the lead of the WeGO Smart City Champions. And I'll also be your moderator for today. So I'm also very excited to see all the faces of our participants of this program and to introduce you to the program in depth. But before we expand on the program itself, we hope to emphasize the importance of youth and their engagement in the field of smart cities. So to do so, I would like to invite the Secretary General of WeGO, Ms. Chung-Suk Park, to deliver the opening remarks. Secretary General Park, you have the floor.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Chung-Suk Park, Secretary General of WeGO. Thank you very much for your participation for WeGO Smart City Champion program. It is my pleasure to meet you all today from all parts of the world. I'd like to welcome you to take part in WeGO family, becoming the young urban leaders of tomorrow. Some of you may be familiar with WeGO, but many of you are new to WeGO. So I will give a brief overview of WeGO as an organization for a better understanding on how to take advantage of your participation in WeGO's programs. WeGO was established in 2010 by 50 founding member states with a strong focus on e-government as the World E-Government Organization, hence the acronym WeGO. Responding to the rapid change in the field, WeGO's mission and vision was broadened to address smart city, becoming the world's sustainable smart city organization. WeGO is a membership-based international association for local governments, corporations, and national and regional institutions committed to the transformation of cities into smart, sustainable cities. WeGO serves as an international platform for cities to improve the quality of life, innovative the delivery of a public service, and strengthen regional competitiveness. WeGO Secretariat is located in the President City of the organization, which is here, Seoul Metropolitan Government. And our programs are supported by the 5 regional offices, such as Africa, East Asia, Europe, the Mediterranean, and Latin America. WeGO celebrated its 10th anniversary last year, becoming the world's largest international organization in the smart city with a great achievement with over 200 members around the world. And many of you are familiar with the term smart city, but how we define smart city differs around the world. It differs among our members and even among people who are present here. It mainly ranges from using technology I'm sorry, actually you cannot listen to my voice. Today...
Just 3 seconds, we didn't listen, so please go ahead, it's okay.
Okay, so yes, I would like to explain about smart city. So many of you are familiar with the term smart city, but how we define city differs around the world. It differs among our members and even among people who are present here today. So it mainly ranges from using technology to improve service delivery, make better databases decisions on city operations. So enhance the quality of life for all to increasing the overall competitiveness of the community. So today we are experiencing a fast basis of challenge the world. So WeGo believe that this is also a momentum of a great opportunity to thrive as a world enters the digital age. So we are at the beginning of the revolution that is fundamentally changing the way we live, work, and relate to one another. As we enter a new and more digitized post-COVID era, the role of WeGo as a platform global knowledge exchange is more important than ever. So enabling the global smart city community to run from each other and adapting quickly to the fast digitization we are witnessing. As a newly launched flagship program, WeGO Smart City Champion program aims to ensure that this smart city development is inclusive and focuses on youth as you are the leader of tomorrow. Taking today's opportunity forward, and I would like to express a sincere appreciation for all the wonderful lecturers and WeGo advisory board members who have contributed to creating the WeGo Smart City Champions program. And we were blessed to have the most renowned experts from all over the world around the smart city in the world. So with such guidance, I'm confident that today's participants will become the urban leaders of tomorrow. Please take full advantage of knowledge and opportunity that you can get from WeGo Smart City Champions program, as well as your friendship with WeGo and its network. We are here to help you to be the young urban leaders of smart city development, shaping the future of a smart city. More importantly, enjoy this moment you have with the more than 200 WeGo Smart City Champions colleagues from around the world and fantastic lecturers and wonderful WeGo team. I hope you have a wonderful experience through this program and that this gathering today will mark as an important milestone in your life journey. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Secretary General Park, for your very insightful remarks and for sharing your expectations for the youth as they embark on this 15-week journey to build more smarter and sustainable cities. So moving forward, I have the pleasure of introducing you all to Professor Jun-Seok Hwang. He's the director of the Seoul National University Global R&D Center and a very esteemed member of our WeGo advisory board that Secretary General has mentioned, and he will be delivering the welcoming remarks. Professor Hwang, you have the floor.
Thank you, Jenny, and also congratulations, Secretary General Dr. Jung-Suk Park, for this very meaningful and wonderful momentum for you to start our WeGo Champions, especially for the youth. I'm a director of Global R&D Center. At the same time, I'm a director of Integrated Graduate Program of Smart City Global Convergence. So Seoul National University also has a new major, on this career for Smart City Global Convergence. We are very happy to have our also major in associate with WeGo Smart Champions as our curriculum integration. I think this is also a great opportunity. I'd like to witness about the WeGo's great contribution for the global for the global society from the beginning. Well, I think in civilization, we remind ourselves, Roma or Athens, where the concept of city and, public infrastructure and also citizenship and municipality and rule and law and urbanism were bloom. That's the time that our township has been changed to the citizenship or city. City was the place in such, the Renaissance or beginning of knowledge, learning, and university and philosophy. And then people come from their town to the city to learn. Now, I'd like to say WeGO actually were studied when information age was emerging. And Korea stood up as one of the frontier of e-government, by our, nation, by our Mayor Gogon at the time, and any other, following mayors, really committed to have using information technology, information age as a very important part of our city infrastructure. It was one of the early awakening of the city leadership and city municipality having such importance, and they knew that this need to be shared by global community and as a frontier and leader. And Korea and Seoul were functioning like Athens and Rome from that time, committing ourselves that led us to make our infrastructure or city services intelligent enough, and finally having those in a city municipality have a strong partnership cooperation. That makes WeGO different from any other city organization or federation or network in the world, which exists before by you and other. And so from my point of view, smartness and new, smart civilization really were also tied into information age, especially in the city part, e-government city infrastructure. And WeGO were there. And I actually have been working very closely from, with WeGO, and then WeGO tried to target the city municipality in the beginning to create the institutional membership. And they have done successfully to have a very inclusive membership, without, like a ideology, without, any political, the barrier. They try to make it happen. And then finally also naturally their contribution has been moved toward to also, smartness. Now WeGO's, main theme actually naturally, because of the nature born of his organization, naturally adopted the smart city. Okay, but you see that their institutional membership now outreaches to the individual and citizenship and leaders. You youth who are invited here are the leader of our society. You are not seeking for another leader. You yourself are the leader as a smart citizenship. I believe this, the course as champions are looking for those champions who will be the leading the city at the same time as a, good model of smart citizenship. I believe, all society in the world are looking for the, right leader for our, our society. Korea, we will have an election, but not only the political leader, leader for the citizenship, leader for the, good model of future generation. I think you are. I don't believe, that all these smart cities are driven by the technology. It is driven by the people's, awaken and also their heart for the community. I believe the sessions that 6 sessions that WeGO prepare were excellently and very devotedly prepared. I hope all of you have a great benefit, but also your contribution will be strongly recommended so that you show your championship in this your playground. I really giving my salute to everyone to have you that have a strong awareness of this frontierism. I hope you make a road for the rest of your generation and also give a guidance for the rest of our smart cities and our community. I really thank again to WeGO and all staff members and especially Secretary General who have a very insightful idea to outreach this one. I think this is right civilization moment. I believe WeGO is in different paradigm and of having global membership of all new generation and leaders. Thank you and welcome and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Huang, for the warm words and for consistently supporting and guiding the youth as well as WeGO through this program. I already realized that we have some questions from the participants, but we will have a Q&A discussion afterwards, so we will address all your questions then. Now, I would like to invite my colleague and co-lead of the Champions program, Anna Kwok, Program Officer of WeGO.
Thank you, Jenny. And good morning to you, champions, and our advisory board members. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Anna Kwok, Program Officer of WeGO, co-lead of Smart City Champions program. It is a great pleasure today to meet with you all, finally. So today we are joined by more than 50 prestigious schools from South Korea, as well as from different parts of the world. As you see here on this slide, you will be able to interact with youth from various schools and departments across the regions. So before we jump into the main session of the orientation, let's actually take a quick group photo. So if you could all turn on your camera. Yes, I will give you 3 seconds to do so, or else you will be out of the group photo. This is your last chance. Okay, so give us your best smile. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Great. All right, thank you so much for joining us with the group photo. So now we are going to move on to the main session. So WeGO Smart City Champions is a 15-week program. It is to give you a better understanding of what it is expected from the youth participants and what you can benefit from. It is a program that we aim to empower young urban leaders of tomorrow by fostering knowledge and building capacity of youth in Korea and overseas in the field of urban development, sustainability, smart cities. The program will be carried out from March 4th all the way to June 12th. And WeGO has been and will be partnering with several esteemed universities and institutions, including Seoul National University, Yonsei University, Korea University, Dongguk University, Kookmin University, University of Geneva, Harvard Berkman Klein Center, Catholic University of Milan, Agilent Institute, Sustainable Development Solutions Network, and Chengdu University of Technology for the implementation of the Champions program. And among these partnering universities, some of them have been incorporated and converged the Champions program into their curriculum for credit. More universities and institutions from all parts of the world are currently in talks for partnering for this program as well. So we welcome more of your participation in the future. The Champions program is divided into 2 phases. The first phase is called the Smart City Conceptual Foundation. The main objective of this phase is to equip you with the conceptual knowledge of smart cities and to ensure that you have a greater understanding of the current smart city challenges and solutions. Also, we'd like to provide an opportunity for you to learn from key experts and representatives from renowned corporations and institutions in the field of smart city development. Over the course of 6 weeks, the first phase will cover various of smart city topics ranging from digital ethics, emerging smart city technologies, and open data, as well as cybersecurity. Renowned professors, as well as heads of institutions and corporations have provided insightful lectures, which we are very excited to share with you in the coming weeks. These topics have been selected in consultation with the leading experts in the field, including the WeGO Advisory Board. We believe the lectures capture the essence of what it entails to create a smart city and equip youth participants with the skills and tools to partake in the development and transformation of cities. Here, we would like to introduce you to our WeGO Advisory Board, and they are Dr. Alexander Hedrach, Dr. Byung-Jun Kim, Dr. Daniel Oh, Dr. Daniel Kermi, Dr. Hana Yoon, Dr. Hong-Chun Lee, Dr. Joo-Seok Oh, Dr. Jung-Hoon Lee, Dr. Jun-Seok Hwang, Dr. Matteo Tarantino, Dr. Seung Kim, and Dr. Sewon Lee. Oh, sorry, Seok-Won Lee. Sorry, and there's one more, Dr. Eve Packard. They have been instrumental to the development as well as the strengthening of the program, and you will see some of them again in the lecture videos in the coming weeks as well. The lectures are pre-recorded and will be uploaded every Monday morning at 9 a.m. starting from next week on our Edmodo platform, which I will further guide you through today. Participants are expected to watch the lecture at their time of convenience throughout the week and complete a quiz by Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. The quiz is designed to evaluate the participants' attendance and understanding of the course material. So now let me introduce you this new e-learning platform, Edmodo. I'm sure all of you are quite familiar with e-learning platforms already. This is one of those intuitive ones and pretty simple to use. So I will help you navigate some of the main features that you will be using very often. Okay, first and foremost, after today's orientation, we will be sending you an invitation link. And so the step one would be clicking the link, and second, join as a student by clicking the second option at the bottom. Step two is to create an account. It will only take about 2 to 3 minutes, very simple. And after creating one, you will have full access to the Champions lecture series. There are only 3 main features that you are likely to use very frequently, and they are 1, classes, calendar, and messages. Once you click classes from the top menu, you will be able to see a somewhat Facebook-like page. So from here, you'll be able to scroll through the post one after another. And every week, we will be uploading 2 posts. One will be the lecture video, and the other post will be the quiz. From the lecture post, you will find a link to the video, which you will be able to watch directly from the platform. And also an MP4 file will be attached along with the link, so you can download the video as well. If there are any additional study materials, they will be attached with the lecture video post. And as mentioned, there will be a quiz every week. And so if you can find that post, click the button Take Quiz and submit your answer. Then you will be able to get your grades without any issues. And you'll be able to see the answer keys right after you submit the quiz by clicking the button Review Quiz. Within the classes page, you will be able to find folders. This is the function where you can find the archive of the previous week's lectures materials. The next feature is calendar from the top menu as well, where you can find the classes. This feature shows you all the pending assignments and deadlines, so it's pretty convenient for you to see what's coming up next. And lastly, you can use the message function to talk to your fellow classmates or even to the secretariat. So you can click that blue button and write who you want to talk to, write a message, click send, and that is it. This platform is really intuitive, easy to use, but if you have any troubleshooting, don't hesitate to contact me or Jenny for any assistance. Thank you. So now let me hand it back to Jay.
Thank you. So next, I'd like to elaborate on phase 2, which is a workshop series, and the objectives and its intentions are to provide a platform for discussion and interaction among our youth participants. It will also provide the opportunity to incubate your ideas and to construct innovative solutions to solve a smart city challenge. Throughout this workshop series, you can also strengthen your team building skills of participants, as they will collaboratively work together over the course of 7 weeks in preparation for the final presentation. And upon the completion of phase 1, and as the program transitions to phase 2, the youth participants will have a chance to form into groups and enhance their team building skills. And when you're formulating your teams, please keep in mind that there should be at least 5 people per team. But in the case that you seek support from WeGO, our secretariat, to formulate teams on your behalf, please feel free to let us know through email or through the platform that was introduced. And from April 25th to May 8th, you will have around 2 weeks to prepare a project plan. And that project plan should outline the clear steps, methods, the stakeholders, and perhaps the solutions to solving a pressing smart city challenge. And prior to phase 2, WeGO will share with you a basic outline and a template that your team can refer to when preparing your project plans for your convenience. And after receiving the project plans, WeGO will carefully evaluate them and choose 20 teams to proceed to the second phase. When selecting these 20 teams, WeGO will refer to your scores from the quizzes of phase 1, which amounts to around 30%, and your project plan submissions, which is around 70% of your total score. So submitting a good project plan will be very important to become the final winners of the champions. From the third week of phase 2, WeGO will provide interactive workshops on design thinking methodology and continue to guide participants in building their smart city solutions to the challenges. And some of these workshops will even be student-led, who will receive the chance to organize and conduct various breakout sessions. It will also provide an opportunity for students to learn from and interact with key experts and representatives from corporations and institutions in the field of smart city development. These workshops will be conducted online via Zoom every week on Friday morning at 10 a.m. These live sessions will provide the opportunity for participants to essentially share the progress of your project proposals, to exchange key know-hows to resolving any challenges that you're facing when conducting or developing these project proposals. You will also be able to interact with other youth participants that you haven't been able to interact with throughout phase 1, perhaps. And you'll also be able to learn from the lessons of the experts who will be facilitating the sessions and receive overall guidance and mentorship throughout. While these are live sessions, these workshops, we also fully understand that some of you may not be able to attend due to conflicting schedules with your other classes or curriculum. Hence, we will record the workshops. All the while, please do keep in mind that they are meant to help you network and interact live. So we strongly encourage you to join us online in real time. So as you approach the end of the workshop series, you will engage in a competitive phase, starting from the semifinals, in which the 20 teams, as I mentioned before, will convene to conduct a short rehearsal of their presentations. These presentations will be evaluated by WeGO Secretariat, in which the organization will select around 10 teams that will proceed to the finals. And during the finals, week 7, selected teams will gather to present their solutions that have been developed during phase 2 and essentially upgraded upon the feedback that we provide from the semifinals. We strongly encourage you to be creative with your presentations. It can be in any format your team wishes. You can have filmmaking, you can submit a video that outlines your proposals. It can also be an article that you have drafted and published, perhaps. It can be a living lab, etc. Be creative as much as you want, be innovative. The more creative you are, perhaps the more points you get. So at the end of this competitive phase, WeGO, along with the judging panel, will select 3 teams with the most, like I said, innovative, creative, and even practical solution. These 3 winning teams will be awarded the mayoral award signed by the president of WeGO, who is the mayor of Seoul Metropolitan Government, as well as prize money indicated in the slide. They will also receive the opportunity to present at the Seoul Smart City Leaders Forum, which is also organized by SMG. WeGO will also actively support and incubate the ideas of these winning teams even after the Champions program has concluded in June. We'll continue to help in connecting them to key experts and leaders and allowing them to put their ideas into practice. And lastly, the winners will be invited to the WeGO year-end ceremony to congratulate them on their achievements throughout the year. And we will have the opportunity to allow them to present their work and their outcomes to the key figures, including world mayors, ambassadors, CEOs, and esteemed professors. Also, not only will these 3 finalist winners receive awards, but all participants who have joined phase 2, the 20 teams, as I mentioned, will receive the WeGO Champion Certificate, which is signed by our Secretary General of WeGO. So with this, I would like to open the floor for our participants to address any questions or concerns that you have. So please kindly use the raise hand function, and we will call on you accordingly.
Priscilla?
Yes. Priscilla, I realize you raised your hand. Maybe you can unmute and address your question.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for hosting this event today. I was just wondering if you had created a group or an event on LinkedIn so that we could possibly connect directly with other students, but also check out their, their professional experience, so we could more effectively team up to participate in the competition. If that's possible, could you set that up? Thank you.
Great, thank you, Priscilla, for your question. So far, we do not yet have a LinkedIn page for the champions, but we are very welcome and flexible to create that page, as you mentioned, so that all of you can interact and so that you can see each other's sort of history and CVs. In terms of interacting with one another, we do have the Edmodo platform in which you can also check who is a part of the champions. And you can also
text message,
yes, anything you'd like. So that would be also a platform that you can refer to, but we will carefully consider your suggestion to create the LinkedIn page, as we believe that that's a very good idea to facilitate that. Great. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Perhaps if we do not have any questions yet, we do have a few questions that we have received prior to the orientation, and we'd like to answer these questions, and perhaps that could also benefit others here today. The first question was, is it mandatory to formulate teams among participants within the same school? So easily you can find teammates from participants who are from different schools. However, they must have completed phase 1 and the quizzes as part of their attendance. Perhaps.
And we also received another question asking us whether it is necessary to have completed phase 1 to apply to phase 2. And we would answer that your attendance and understanding of phase 1 lecture will be evaluated through quizzes as mentioned before. And so we will be referring to the scores of your performance throughout the phase 1. And when you are submitting your proposal for phase 2, we will also consider that, take that into consideration. However, your team project proposal will weigh a lot more. Yeah.
I think maybe one last question that we can address is, can participants with no knowledge of smart cities still attend? As this program intends to provide conceptual foundation of basic knowledge of smart cities, participants are not expected to have in-depth knowledge of smart cities when entering this program, but hopefully you will by the end of this program.
Mm-hmm. And we just received a question from a student in China asking whether they can also participate. And yes, of course, so we have confirmed. So our regional office in Chengdu have kindly confirmed that Edmodo platform is also available in China. So you will be able to participate in phase 1, watching all the lectures. And after you have gone through all that, and we evaluate your proposal together with your quiz evaluation. And then if you get into the second phase as one of the teams, then yes, you will be able to participate in the whole program.
Great. Thank you for your question. We have another question from Alamin Abil. If you can unmute yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My question is related to Priscilla's one. As regards the grouping, if we are to decide on the groups we want to do, it would be of great importance to at least know a bit of a background from everyone that is participating, irrespective of within school or outside school. And to that effect, my question is the platforms set up, the one you showed earlier on the early part of the presentation, is there anywhere that it's included to like put maybe background or whatever in it, or just it's just the generic registration name, age, and school? Because if you have like kind of maybe your background, course, profession, it will also streamline a lot of us from probably choosing group mates we may want to know. Then secondly, yes, you said there is a text message function in that platform, but when it comes to communication, as regards if eventually your group mates are outside your school, don't you think those kind of functions may not so well give the interaction needed among group members, and also considering schedules of some of the students?
Yes, so thank you so much for addressing the questions. So to answer your first question regarding the Edmodo platform, the students will not be able to create their own profile. So the Edmodo platform is only for phase 1, where students can listen to the lecture and take the quiz. So that's the main purpose of the platform. But grouping will start in the second phase. So when we are grouping, then we will be able to know more about each student. And if through coordination, we may also create the LinkedIn page for the participants who actually got into the second phase to get to know each other well, and also to know what synergy you can create with one another. So grouping will happen in the second phase. So for now, I think we can focus on the lecture series and taking those courses and learn from the lecturers. I think, yes, that would be the answer for now. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to address them too. Did I answer your question, Alamin?
Yeah, I would say for now. So maybe when the other time comes, I would come up with another question.
Great. Yes, great. Thank you.
Let's get through with group 1 first. I mean, with first stage, then.
Yes.
Great. Also, if you have any questions that you would like to address to any of our lecturers, please use the Edmodo message function as well to ask those questions to the WeGO Secretariat, and we will compile your questions and send that to our lecturers at once. We also have another question.
One of the Chinese participants is using the chat box function, but we would appreciate it if you can actually turn on your mic and address the question to us.
Hello.
Hello, hi. If you could introduce yourself really briefly, that would be great.
Okay, I know my name could be a bit difficult, so you can just call me TJ.
Hello?
I'm saying my name can be a bit difficult, so you can just call me TJ.
Okay, TJ, yes, nice to meet you.
Yes. I was trying to seek clarification as to whether you said we're going to have a minimum of 5 participants, or whether you said at least 5 participants for the groupings. And then I was wondering as whether you're going to have any form of introduction of the participants that we have, even just a hi, hello. I don't know, maybe each person just 15 seconds, 20 seconds, so we can just get to know other people. especially like some of us are foreign students, even being in Korea, we don't even know the other universities. Yes, so seeing that we're looking at some form of team building. So I was just wondering whether you had that on schedule.
Great. So if I were to answer your first question in terms of whether we set a minimum or at least, so you have to have at least 5 people in your group, in your teams, and you can be more than that. So the base is essentially 5 people, and then you can have 6, 10, but preferably we did not set a maximum number of participants. However, it would be ideal to have at least 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 if necessary. Yes. And in terms of whether we have the opportunity for participants to greet one another, essentially this was meant to be a time in which we greet one another, to see each other's faces, see which schools we're all from, perhaps because we have nearly 200 plus participants, not only here with us today, but who couldn't make it. We thought that it would be a short amount of time for us to have in order to introduce everyone. So in the case that you would like to organize a session, we're also very open to organizing any side sessions in which we can all interact and opening this Zoom platform for everyone to see one another, to introduce you to each other. So thank you for addressing that, and we will, as we progress through the Champions program, we will start to organize these side sessions for you to interact.
Can I add on?
Yes.
Yes. So also in the second phase, one of the workshop will be a student-led workshop we are likely to organize together with Chengdu. And for that session, we will invite you to interact with other students as well. So those workshops are one of those opportunities you can utilize to get to know one another, interact, and to learn from one another too. But if you are worried about the team, for example, you're part of the team in the second phase, and if you're worried about whether you can get to know the person well or not, I think you don't have to worry too much about that, because you will be working with that team for the whole phase, which is about 6 weeks, and you will have your own the mechanism of communication and everything, so you will be able to get to know one another very well. Great. And TJ? Did we solve your problems? Okay, great. Thank you.
I think we also received one more question regarding if participants can team up with someone out of the competition. I think we've already addressed that question in saying that the teammates have to have conducted phase 1, so they do have to be part of this Champions competition. Right. I think we have another question from Yoon Kang from Korea University. If you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Right, hello.
Hello.
Just call me Eddie. That's my
Eddie?
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Eddie.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was wondering if Edmondo, that's the platform we're using, can it make a group chat? Because, well, I would love to get to know other people better, and there's around 100 too many for me to get to know someone personally, I think. Yeah.
Yes, regarding the platform itself, we haven't figured whether the grouping is possible or not, but that will be possible separately through like Discord or another platform if you prefer having discussion every week or once in 2 weeks. So that's flexible, as you know, as long as you can let us know what you want to know more about. For example, you want to interact with students studying this major or that major, or yes. So if you can address that to us directly, we'll help you to connect with them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So was this done before? Or is this a recurring thing, a yearly event?
Sorry?
Or is this a yearly thing? So has this been done before?
You mean like when
the
you are to
Champions
request? Yes.
So,
When you are to request that to us, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so this isn't the first time that's being done, right?
Yes.
This is the first time that the WeGO Champions is being conducted. Yes, this is our first time, and we intend to conduct it hopefully annually after this time. But yes, this is our first time. Yes.
All right. Okay, so that makes my other question void. Right, thank you.
Thank
for your
you.
answers.
Also, April has addressed another question. It says, how do we team up with each other? I think this has been a question that has been addressed quite a few times, but to summarize, we have to say that throughout this phase, the Secretariat will also get the opportunity to know the participants more. And in essence, we can compile that background information of all our participants and share with you all so that you can get a full list of who's part of this program and see if you would like to partner with this person or team up with this person for phase 2. I hope that answers the question. Great. So maybe if we don't have any more questions, we can conclude. But before we conclude, because we have participants who haven't joined in the beginning part of this orientation, I'd like to perhaps take another group photo in which we can all put on our big smiles and say, you know,
Here we go.
Yes. Great. So perhaps we can take our picture in.
On the count of 3?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Big smile.
Cheese. Thank you for your thank you for your cute little smiles,
Yes.
everyone. Yes. So now we have reached.
Great. So thank you so much to all our participants for joining us today in kicking off this WeGO Smart City Champions. We're very much looking forward to seeing the development and progress of our champions throughout the next few months. And it'd be great to get to know you better, for us to all to get to know each other better. So the first phase will begin next Monday, as mentioned, in which the first lecture and quiz will be uploaded on the Edmodo platform. So looking forward to seeing the progress. Great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.